If AI can make us food secure.
Food security.
In the continent, I think that would be extremely important. Focusing on food security and at the same time help for the people on this continent. I think that would be the greatest achievement that we can come across. Thank you.
Absolutely, and there is no better way than to end this.
How we can really accelerate investment in this area. We have to go back to the very basics. As governments, we do not have enough resources to drive this agenda. We must loosen up and allow the private sector to thrive in all our economies. This is very, very essential. So the policy decisions must be accelerated. I'm sure most of the people in this room maybe woke up to this very interesting debate. Everybody is wondering which country has been hit by a tariff or not hit by which tariff in this tariff battle. But even as we spend so much time concentrating on the pronouncements that may be coming out from the West, more specifically Washington at this point in time, let us also just reflect. What about ourselves as African countries? What are we doing to loosen our own tariff barriers?
That's right.
That is the question that we need to look at. We should create a situation where we are seamless, and that is where the African Union becomes very, very helpful to us and very strategic, so that we have a holistic policy. There may be variations because of specific requirements in each country, but we must have an alignment within the African Union framework that can allow us to move and accelerate a lot of these issues. In fact, I think in this room I've seen Mr. Mene of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area somewhere. And I think maybe this is something he should pick up when he's making his comments. What do we do to make sure that that connectivity is not an inhibition? Why should Kenya obstruct Tanzania to accelerate its connectivity, or vice versa? These are the basic questions that we need to resolve if we are going to make AI work for us. Thank you.
Terrific, thank you. There's a lot I want to react to, but President...
Our investment in education becomes extremely critical. Let me give you an example. In Kenya's budgetary framework today, we are spending close to 600 billion Kenya shillings. In fact, it takes the largest component of our budget. But the fundamental issue is that, are we focusing in the right places? The budget may be expansive, but are we targeting it where it should be? So I think that becomes a critical area. And in Kenya, for instance, we have a program which focuses on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we are investing heavily in this area, but we could do more. And I believe across the continent that needs to be done, because that is where you plant the right seed at the right site, and we start tooling our young people from there, because we have a massive reservoir, as you say, and we need to equip them. The other thing that I have to really speak to is that with that demographic arrangement that we have seen that you're not going to get the young people back to agriculture unless you have a sweetener, and the sweetener is technology.
Excellent. Excellent.
And that speaks to so many other areas as well. We launched a program in Kenya of having 100,000 community health workers. These are young people. Now, when you talk to them, they say they want to be tooled not with the basic issues as well, but they want technology so that they can provide better service to the people. So clearly, we must appreciate that if we have to get our young people fully involved, then we must tool them and we must invest in affordable gadgets for them. That, I think, is extremely critical. First of all, just highlight that energy, reliable energy, clean energy is extremely critical for us to advance, particularly in the area of technology, and indeed in a lot of the things that Africa ought to do. In Kenya, our grid is about 93% green energy, renewable energy today. And it would be important that we all factor in that so that we have clean energy, green energy as we go forward. I also want to state that one of the things that we are doing as we look at AI is to be able to establish data centers that are also powered by green energy. And there's a very serious conversation that is already taking place in Kenya, and hopefully we shall be able to have this. And this is happening around Naivasha area, where we are promoting geothermal energy as something that can lead us to achieve this particular thing of having reliable energy. But we need to also look broadly on how we invest in the energy sector, because we have made it quite expensive, in my view, for people to invest in the energy sector on the continent. We need to look at it critically. What incentives can we give so that those who want to come in, particularly on solar energy, wind energy, hydro can be very expensive and protracted, but it would be something good if we can also have it, so that we can accelerate the production of, expand our capacity in energy to be able to anchor the artificial intelligence that we are looking at. So that, to me, becomes very, very critical. And policymakers on the continent need to look at this specific area very, very critically. The other thing that I would then quickly point out is that we need to quickly re-engineer our own thoughts on the continent. Our two heads of state have spoken on the need for health, improved health infrastructure, agriculture, and so forth, especially with the AI. I think as a continent, we need to not allow ourselves to be driven by fear. Fear should not drive us out of town on this agenda of artificial intelligence. We need to work closely, coordinate as a continent, and make sure that we direct resources to upgrade our capacity in artificial intelligence and in technology as a whole.